Please spread this. It isn't my fault that I was born with an ED, which makes my food options limited. I can't even eat tasteless foods like rice. It also isn't my fault that I was born with short legs, making any exercise much harder for me. I have never drunk soda, and unlike what people say, I haven't gotten McDonald's in well over 6 years. Could I exercise more? Yes. Could I eat better? Yes. I'm willing to admit that I could do better, even with my downsides. But I am not fat because I eat too much or drink unhealthy soda. I am so done. That's exclusively why you're fat. If you didn't eat more calories than you should, then you wouldn't be fat. And to try to pass it off on the fact that you don't like eating rice is just sad. And oh, by the way, just because you don't eat McDonald's doesn't mean that you can't get fat. What's going on, Moderchodes? It's your boy Long Neil, back again with another new video. And in today's video, we're going over the hot post from r/FatLogic. Let's get into it. So at 5'6", my ideal weight is at 130, according to the BMI chart. When I was 18, a nurse looked at me and said, no, more like 180. The reason was not muscle, but a stocky build. What big boned actually means. If I were just a skeleton and put next to another woman at 5'6", it would be wider. Now, I'm not saying I'm not fat. I am totally. Last I checked, I was pushing 300. Oy vey. But at 130, I would be positively skeletal. But at 180, BMI would consider me overweight. So there's a lot more that BMI just doesn't take into account. Yeah, clearly there's plenty that BMI doesn't take into account. It's been established that it's not exactly the most reliable way to measure healthiness because, muscle's a thing. But even you acknowledge that you're 300 and you go oy vey, which means you know that it's a problem. So instead of blaming the BMI calculator and scale, why don't you just lose weight and take accountability for yourself? Because blaming this does absolutely nothing. Get to 180 and then ignore the BMI calculator. But to just ignore it at 300 is wrong. My family member just told me they're worried about my health because of my weight, and they don't want to lose me early, as I have already started to have some small mobility issues, and occasionally must use a scooter when I shop. How should I tell them I'm just not interested in losing weight? I'd rather live my life how I choose. I do feel a little bad, but I don't see why they should tell me how to live. Oh yeah, they're awful people for wanting to spend more time with you and looking out for your health. Yeah, worst person ever. Like, oh my God, get over yourself. Bodies are supposed to gain weight. Yep, you're actually right on this one. But it's from the ages of 1 to whenever puberty's done. After that, the only weight you're going to be gaining that's healthy would be muscle. So you're right, but really, you're right for the wrong reason. If you want to keep dieting or pursuing your lifestyle change in hopes of shrinking your body, by all means, it's your body. But just remember that your desire to do so is rooted in white supremacy and a need for white folks to differentiate themselves from black folks. Okay, carry on. Could you explain this a little more? Because just dropping a statement like that and then moving on is kind of lame. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to say something and back it up with absolutely no facts, logic, or reason, and you just have to accept it. No. Tummies are important. They keep vital organs safe and warm. Yes, it's normal, healthy, and necessary to have a round belly. Diet culture is wrong. A smaller belly isn't the key to happiness. Your worth is far greater than a small waist could ever be. Muffin tops are so cute. Okay, so I agree that a smaller belly doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be happy, but it could for some people. And to just use all of this as an excuse for being overweight is lame. Like, bro, just take accountability for yourself, lose weight, and then you don't have to stop faking like you want to be 400 pounds. Nobody wants to be 400 pounds. CW, intentional weight loss. Hello, I'm new here. I have a question that I hope I can get answers to. My friend posted that she lost a lot of weight and feels much better physically and emotionally. How can I talk to her about her post? I was upset because she made it seem like losing weight automatically makes you healthy, which isn't true. I don't want to potentially lose her as a friend. Thank you for any help. Then just talk to her, because I'm sure she'll be reasonable. Like, yeah, there's plenty of unhealthy ways to get skinny, but just assuming that your friend did it in an unhealthy way is a little bit wrong. So maybe you should talk to her first instead of just doing this. Like, talk to her. Don't get advice from other people. If you just have an honest conversation with her, I'm sure it'll be fine. For all of you idolizing Adele's weight loss, please don't. She is following the CERT food diet, which consists of 1,000 to 1,500 calories per day. That is the amount of calories recommended for children between 2 to 6 years old. She is starving herself and doing intense workouts. Please stop praising unhealthy ways of losing weight. The recommended caloric intake for a female adult is 1,600 to 2,300, give or take a few calories. She isn't really starving herself. She's going the bare minimum to be healthy. Yeah, I mean, 1,000 calories, if she is going that low, that's pretty low and definitely isn't the most healthy way to lose weight. But the alternative could be diabetes or something like joint pain. There's so many alternatives that are probably worse than the alternative of eating 1,000 calories for a couple of weeks. But guys, if you're gonna try to lose weight, definitely try to do it on the most calories you possibly can, because that's the healthiest way. If you just instantly start eating 1,000 calories, your metabolism's gonna slow way down, you're gonna plateau hard, and then you're gonna go, why am I not losing weight? So yeah, try to diet on as many calories as you can for as long as possible, and when needed, do refeeds. Lie. Can only have 1 tablespoon of peanut butter at a time. Any more is too many calories. Truth. Measuring spoons don't know your life. Slather what you want. I hate that people promote measuring as deprivation. I was horrified when I found out the amount of calories in the spoonful of peanut butter I'd eat before gym. No wonder I wasn't losing. It basically voided my workout. Yeah, I mean, people can get overly obsessive with measuring, but if you don't even know a baseline of the food you're eating, then you're gonna be way off when you guesstimate how many calories you think you're eating. Like, trust me, just try it, and I guarantee you'll be off by 500 or more calories. And don't forget those few handfuls of nuts or that sip of milk that you take while standing at the fridge. All of that stuff adds up. Maintaining your weight by eating mindfully is a diet. Okay, then I guess I'll forever be on a diet. I just call it having self-control and making good choices. But if you want to call it a diet, sure, let's call it a diet. Trying to get my ear infection under control, but the facility didn't have a table that could hold me. They could do the procedure in another room with a stronger table. However, it's the surgical room, and my health insurance would not cover it. I'd have to pay out of pocket. And you don't see this as a problem. Like, seriously, the table literally cannot support your weight. And you go, that's not my fault. They need to have stronger tables. Like, come on, guys. The denial here is at an all-time high. Except that your desire to lose weight, to look better, or slim down is rooted in fat phobia, an aversion or hatred towards fat bodies. If you don't want to be fat, say that, but stop harassing fat people who push back against the idea that you must be skinny to look better. Okay, so people have different tastes in who they think is attractive, but I think like maybe 0.00001% of the population thinks people that are over like 400 pounds are attractive. So don't use that as an excuse. Like, Yes, there's plenty of very, very attractive women that are not considered skinny by the media or whatever. But that doesn't mean that we should be pushing people to be unhealthily fat just because it fits your ideal of what an attractive body is. Like, come on, guys. Fatigue. The act of being exhausted by people who say, we don't have anything here in your size, even though you are closer to the average than size 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8 are. If you were really that close to average, then they would probably sell your size. Otherwise, they're a bad business. And other businesses would be opening up. And they'd be taking control of that market. So the demand just isn't there. If it was, they'd be making the shirts in your size. Because they don't care who they get money from. Alright, Mutterchodes, that's it for the hot post from r/FatLogic. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, you could share this video with your friends. Or even go check out my merch. Till next time, guys. Peace.